For inequalities, what we're trying to do is to decide about how to graph. So right here we have less than and less than or equal to. You can see this one has a little extra line. Greater than and greater than or equal to. So what's great is if your variable is on the left side, this arrow tells you to go left. If your variable is on the left side and it's going this way, greater than or equal to, we can see that the arrow itself says go right. So we can see right here, let me just make it a little bit more clear. Can you see right here it says x is less than 3? So that means whenever I graph that, the arrow would go to the left. For x is less than or equal to 3, it would go to the left. Now, if you'll notice, there's some differences there. One is an open circle, one is a closed circle. It's an open circle whenever there is not an equal to. See, it's not equal to. And this one's not equal to, that's why it's also open. This time it's greater than, so we're going to go to the right. For this one, when it's equal to, we're going to say that it is a closed circle, meaning it's also equal to 3. This one says everything less than 3, so not equal to 3, but less than. That's why it's an open circle. This one is equal to, so it is included. Some people use the word included. And this one, x is greater than 3, would go off to the right. Okay, so if we were to solve this first problem, it says 3x plus 5 is less than negative 2. So again, we're going to work backwards from PEMDAS, right? And we're going to go this way. We're going to go and subtract first. So right here we have 3x plus 5, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And we're going to say 3x is less than negative 15. And then we want x by itself, so we're going to divide by 3. And so x is less than negative 5. If we had an ordered pair, right, we have negative 5, negative 4, negative 6, sure. Right here, because there is not an equal sign, we're going to put an open circle at negative 5. And because it says x is less than, we can remember right up here, less than means to go to the left. Next problem, we have negative 2x minus 7. So because it says minus 7, I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I've got negative 2x is greater than 11 plus 7 is 18. Right here, this is a common problem. I'm going to put a little star here because I'm going to divide by a negative 2. And right here it says, if we multiply or divide by a negative, let me just do a little highlight here. If we multiply or divide by a negative, we have to switch the direction. So right here, I'm going to put a little star with that same color. We have to switch the direction. So now, yes, this cancels out giving me x, but instead of being greater than, it's now less than. And 18 divided by negative 2 is a negative 9. So none of the math changes. 11 plus 7 is still 18. 18 divided by negative 2 is still negative 9. But when we divide or multiply by a negative, we have to switch the direction of the inequality. Again, we would have something like this, negative 9, negative 8, negative 10. Because it is less than, it is going to be an open circle and facing the left. Okay, we can't be scared of these next problems. We know how to do this. It says divided by negative 5. Remember, this is a binomial, so it's like there's parentheses there. So instead of divide by negative 5, we're going to multiply by negative 5. So I have x plus 1. Oh, I multiplied by a negative right here. When I multiply or divide by a negative, I have to switch the direction. So instead of being greater than, I now have less than. A negative times a negative is a positive. And then I have x plus 1, so I'm going to subtract 1. X is less than 19. So 18, 19, 20. Lots of open circles. I'm so sorry. Open and to the left. Gracious, those all look the same. How silly. I'm so sorry. Would you like to try this one on your own? If so, maybe you pause it right now. Okay, this time I'm going to multiply. It says divide by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2. That is not a negative number, so we're going to keep that at x is minus 3 is greater than 28. And then we have x minus 3, so I'm going to add 3. So x is greater than 31. Hooray for some diversity. Okay, so right here at 31, again, it's still an open circle, so that's a bummer, but this time it's going to go to the right. That's your notes. Click on the next one for your assignment.